some fun again.
Oh, that is a familiar sight and sound to a lot of people here in the Bluegrass. We are talking about the hit Happy's Hour show that was actually filmed right here in our WTVQ studios. And a new documentary will give you a look at the story behind Happy's Hour. It's called When Happy Met Froggie, and we're so honored to have some special guests here with us today to tell us all about it. We have Scott Hall, the film's producer. We also have Michael Crisp, the director, and so pleased to welcome back to our studios Tim Eppenstein, the original Happy.
Thank you. Yes, I was.
And we are happy to have you. Well, guys, this has been so much fun for us to kind of look back and see what the station has meant to this show and this documentary. But we'll start with Happy's Hour. Tell us about that and how that all started here in Lexington.
Started in 1975 when there were only 3 TV stations here in Lexington. And the general manager at that time, Clark Davis, decided he would want to reprise a character that he had invented years and years ago. And he started that Happy's Hour and had a frog puppet. And there's live TV every day, Monday through Friday. And went on for about 3 years.
Well, tell us about the decision to take a look back at this classic era in children's programming when it did exist, especially at a local level, which you just don't see anymore.
Well, let Michael take that up. He called me up one day and introduced himself and said he wanted to do a documentary about the show, and then my original answer was why, what is there? And so tell us, Mike, what prompted this?
Sure, I was a big fan of the show growing up. I absolutely loved Happy's Hour and always wondered whatever happened to the people that were on Happy's Hour. And over the last year, Scott Hall and I have produced a few films. I talked to him about it, and Scott said, I vaguely remember that show too. And so we started accumulating a lot of information. Tim was the first guy we talked to. Before you knew it, we were flying all over the country interviewing people for the film.
And tell us a little bit more about the cast of characters, some of whom we recognize very closely as well that make up this film.
Yeah, I think a lot of people worked here at the station and then became the characters. And then once they were done with the show, they had to go back to camera and to all the other jobs they had to do. We have Froggie, who was his sidekick. Later on in the show, Happy number 2, Andy Wills came out, and that was his twin brother, who was a jockey. And yeah, it was some great characters. What was really neat, though, was as we started doing this, the stories emerged behind the scenes. I think that's the real cool part you'll see if you come and see the documentary is what went on behind the scenes of Happy's Hour.
Well, it's been real interesting. Either people who have worked with some of those people or, just memories of some of our staff or even some of our staff's parents that have said, oh, I remember that. Oh, my goodness. Well, very exciting. The premiere of this is going to happen next week. We're going to show you the details there on your screen. You guys are doing this at the Kentucky Theater and making a whole event out of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we sure are. It's going to be Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. At the Kentucky Theater. Tickets are just $8, and they can be purchased at the theater or online at whenhappymetfroggie.com.
Are you still wearing the makeup or the?
No.
No, you won't come in character for that. Darn it! I figured we would have to ask. Well, if you're interested in learning more about the film and get additional details on the premiere, again, you can visit the When Happy Met Froggie website. You see that listed there at the bottom of your screen, and we'll be happy to give you that information. And again, welcome, guys. And I have to tell you, I have 3-year-old sons who, of course, have no idea what it was all about. But the poster's hanging in our hallway, and they were in the studio in the station the other day, and they're like, "I want to see that movie. I want to see that movie." So it's still getting kids' attention even today. Such an honor to have you all with us.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
We will be right back with a check of your forecast.
Hey, let's get young again. Let's have some fun again. If you're young or young at heart, happy's here, so come on, let's start.